Above courage, life stops being about avoiding danger, it becomes about building dreams. This is where true creation happens. Businesses, art, relationships, communities, movements. If you're below courage, you cannot build a relationship. You can't build business or art or any movement. The past 3 years were the hardest of my life. I immigrated, left my house, I lost my friends, I spent 6 months in a hotel away from my family struggles, break up with someone I loved, losing my job, failing classes in the system I didn't even understand. I felt like everything I had was being stripped away at once, and for the first time ever I was living in the lowest state of my life, in shame, guilt, anger, fear, and lack. I was stuck thinking, I don't have the house, I don't have the money, I don't have the life that I dream of. And because I kept focusing on what was missing, I created more of it. That's the trap of living in a low frequency state. But now I see something I didn't even know before. If you want to create anything meaningful, a career, wealth, love, health, you can manifest it from fear, shame, or doubt. You can't build abundance from the energy of lack. You have to shift your energy. You have to climb into higher emotions, into joy, gratitude, love, because only then does life mirror back something better. And the tool that helped me understand this is something called the emotional frequency scale. The emotional frequency scale, also known as Dr. David Hawkins' Map of Consciousness, is like a ladder of emotions. At the bottom are the heavy states like shame, guilt, apathy, fear, anger, pride. These emotions contract your energy. They pull you inward. They keep you in survival mode. Life feels small. At the top are expansive states like love, joy, peace, enlightenment. These emotions expand your energy, they open doors, they connect you with life. And right in the middle, at 200 on the scale, is courage. This is the tipping point. Below courage, you're in survival. Above courage, you enter creation. And this was very fascinating for me. So let's talk about life below courage. When you live there, you're stuck in a cycle of reactivity. In shame, you feel unworthy. You hide, you avoid, you disappear into the background. In guilt, you punish yourself for past mistakes. You carry burdens that weigh you down. In fear, you freeze, you procrastinate, you avoid risks because you don't believe you'll be okay. In anger, you lash out, but it's still reactionary. You're controlled by what others do to you. Even pride, which feels better, is fragile. It depends on outside validation. It crumbles when someone criticizes you or when things don't go your way. Below courage, life feels like something that's happening to you. You're not steering the wheel. You're clinging to it, hoping to survive the storm. And this is where I lived for years. I was surviving, but I wasn't creating anything. Courage is the turning point. But why is courage the turning point? Because courage is the first level where you stop avoiding life and you start engaging with it. Courage doesn't mean you stop being afraid. Courage just means that you move forward in spite of fear. It's the first moment you say, yes, I feel uncertain, I might fail, but I'm willing to take the action anyway. That one choice changes everything. For example, below courage, you say, I want to apply for this opportunity, but what if I get rejected, so I won't apply. At courage, you say, I might get rejected, but I'll apply anyway. I'll speak anyway. That simple act pulled me out of survival and into creation. At courage, you take responsibility. You stop blaming your past, your parents, your ex, your grades. You stop waiting for someone to rescue you and you realize, I can act, I can change, I can build. This is why courage is the gateway to personal power. Now let's see what happens above courage. When you choose courage consistently, you unlock higher states. For example, neutrality, which is 250 on the scale, you relax, you're okay either way, you let go of control. Then comes the willingness. You lean in, you're open to learning, growing, and accepting. Then there's acceptance, which is 350 on a scale. You take full responsibility, you stop fighting reality. Then there's reason and there's love. You act with compassion, generosity, and survive and service. And then there is joy and peace, which is 540 plus on the scale. You live in flow, gratitude, and in fulfillment. Above courage, life stops being about avoiding danger. It becomes about building dreams. This is where true creation happens. Businesses, art, relationships, communities, movements. If you're below courage, you cannot build a relationship. You can't build business or art or any movement. So here's the truth about manifestation. So the truth about manifestation is that you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So your emotions are signals broadcasting your state of being into the universe. If you're constantly living in fear, shame, or doubt, that's the station you're tuned into, and you'll keep noticing more situations that match it. But if you live in gratitude, in joy and love and peace, that's the signal you send out, and life sends back more experiences to match it. Think of it like a radio. If you tune into a sad song station, you'll keep hearing sad song. If you switch the frequency to happy music, that's all you hear. So manifestation works the same way. So if you want to manifest better, you have to raise your baseline state. Love attracts love, joy attracts joy, confidence attracts success, and fulfillment attracts opportunities. For example, when you walk into a room smiling, open, and confident, people gravitate toward you. Doors open, conversation flow, that's manifestation in real time. But if you walk in closed off, fearful, doubting yourself, you block connection. You repel the very things that you want. So you have to become what you want to receive. This is the secret most people miss. If you want to manifest abundance, you have to become abundant first. Not by faking it, but by choosing the state that abundance lives in. If you want wealth, practice feeling secure, grateful, and generous even before the money even shows up. If you want love, practice being loving, smile, connect, open your heart before the relationship even arrives. So if you want to become successful, live in confidence. Act as if you already are the person who succeeds. When you embody this state first, the outer world has no choice but to reflect it back. This is why people say be it before you see it, because the universe doesn't respond to begging or lack. It responds to energy. If you want to manifest success, don't chase it from desperation. Step into confidence, boldness, and consistency. If you want to manifest abundance, don't chase it from scarcity. Step into gratitude, generosity, and trust. When you live in these states, success, joy, confidence, you're no longer waiting for life to give them to you. You are generating them first, and life mirrors them back to you. So remember this, manifestation isn't about forcing life to give you what you want. It's about becoming the frequency of the life you want. Be love, and love multiplies. Be joy, and joy multiplies. Be confident, and opportunities start chasing you. That's how you shift from hoping to creating. But the question is how we can raise our frequency. So how do you actually move up this scale? How do you shift from shame and fear toward courage and creation? I'll give you some practical ways. First step is awareness. Check in throughout the day. Where am I on this scale right now? Naming it is the first step. Then you have to do gratitude practice. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each night. Gratitude is a frequency elevator. Use music and movement. Listen to songs that make you feel alive. Dance, walk, stretch, move your body. Energy creates energy. Loving actions, smile at strangers, compliment someone, do a small act of kindness. Love lifts your state instantly. And guard your inputs. This is very important. Your mind is always tuning itself. If you feed it fear, negativity, you sink. If you feed it with wisdom, encouragement, inspiration, you rise. So do one small thing every day that scares you a little bit. Speak up, post that video, send the application. Courage compounds. So ask yourself, where am I on this scale right now? And what's one act of courage I can take today? Because courage is the turning point, okay? It's the line between the self you've been and the self you're becoming. And remember, life rises to meet your frequency, so raise it, step into courage, and start creating. If you like this video and you can relate to this videos, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next videos.